Hey guys, thanks for taking time to check my video out. Hope you guys enjoy the pieces that I show you. Happy 40th anniversary to First Blood. It came out October 22nd, 1982, which was 40 years ago this weekend. So we're going to just look at a couple pieces I have here. I got these from Von Neely. This is obviously the dagger, the boot dagger used in the mission. And this is, all three of these are Cerakote series number 2. And just a beautiful, beautiful piece. I don't know if you can actually see the detail in the handle there, but that was an amazing job. One thing I did notice, if you're putting this back in the sheath, be careful because that is really sharp. So obviously we have the mission knife, First Blood Part 2. What an amazing piece. Vaughn did an incredible job on making these. He did take a little bit of artistic liberty, which I think you almost have to. People get hung up on these being exactly like the original knives, but the original knives, there's a lot of different original knives. You have the movie knives, you have the other knives you have in the First Blood series, you have the family knives, and they're all different. They all have their own things, and even among the movie knives, there's some differences. So I think he did a phenomenal job. I love these knives, and these are the kind of knives, obviously, you can use them if you want to. I actually had the pleasure of being in his shop and watching him make these knives for me, and I can tell you that it is just a work of art, and these are fully usable knives. So I know I see online people talking about whether they can use them or not. You could use this knife to do whatever you want. So again, great job by Von Neely. He's out in Colorado if you guys are interested. These knives are in the $2,500 range. These are legit. I hate even calling them a replica, but this is one of the best if you're looking to get a First Blood knife that you can hand down and have in your family for years and years. So obviously here's the sheaths for him. He does make the sheaths there, top grain, just unbelievable workmanship. I've been nothing but happy with these, but that's not what you wanted to see. What you wanted to see is number 1 of 13 from First Blood. The actual screen used knife. I got this from Sylvester Stallone's estate in December of last year, 2021. And I've literally grown up watching First Blood. I was 8 years old when I first saw it. And I know a lot of people say it changed their life, but it really did. I mean, it really impacted my growing up and my love of outdoors. And when I was outdoors, obviously I was Rambo. So I didn't grow up with much money, so I was never able to afford any of the knives. I actually think I put up a picture of me at a Atlanta Cutlery where I was actually holding the Sly 2 prototype that they had there at the store. And I think I was 10 years old at the time. So this has been since I was 10 years old. So this has been almost a 40-year journey for me trying to find one of the original 100 of the First Blood knives. So I never thought I would get one of the first 13, much less one of the first 6, much less number 1 of 6. So let's take a look at her. And I think for those people that don't know a lot about these knives were studio distressed, so you can see the rust, and some of these knives actually have the studio blood on them, but they're still in phenomenal shape for being 40 years old. This knife is actually in really good shape, and obviously Sylvester knows how to take care of things. I do know that this is, in fact, what it says it is. This black plate that we'll talk about in a second is a very, very huge identifying marker on this knife. I do have pictures of Stallone with this knife behind him on his bookshelf in his study at home. I have pictures of him and his friends holding this knife. the black plate is a great identifier on this, and I did meet the foreman at the shop who worked with Jimmy Lyle, probably the only person that I know that had their hands on all of these original knives, Gary Gorey down in Pottsville, Arkansas. And they got a really, really rush order to get these in, and I think in the rush they misstamped First Blood, F-R-I-S-T, on this knife, which would make sense because it was number one, it was the first one. And so I think they didn't have time to redo, and I think Gary said he remembered that happening, but he thought it was on a prototype, but it obviously wasn't, because here it is. It's on number one. So we can just put that to bed. What an amazing knife. You can see the buttstock. There's actually obviously wear and tear on this knife, as you'd expect, one, from a knife being 40 years old, but two, this is a knife that's been used, so it's not going to look brand new, but it is in great shape. Got the Jimmy Lyle Arkansas Knife Smith sheath. And so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at her. I know I've been saying I'm going to do this, but time kind of gets away from us. But if anybody knows or has any questions or anything, you can try to reach out. I'm on a lot of the knife forums on Facebook, Jimmy Lyle Knives and First Blood Knives and things of that nature. So hopefully we'll get some more videos to you guys. But anyway, I wanted to say thanks for taking time to look, and happy anniversary.